Alright guys, it's time. Time to finally take down Andrew Ryan.
What did Atlas offer you? A piece of my plundered city? Mark my words, your only reward will be a knife in the back.
So we're just going to put our newly completed bomb right here. And it's going to EMP the living crap out of this place. As you can see, this core is basically the central area where the level we've been playing is based around. It sort of just spirals all around it. And so now that the core is overloaded and everything is shut down, it's going to be utter chaos trying to get to Ryan's office. But we have to do it. We have to get past the countless hordes of enemies and the big daddies that are roaming around too. So we're just going to ignore him because we already harvested all of those sisters. Also, there's an obligatory alarm that sounds. Probably some sort of backup system. But we're just going to sprint for Ryan's office like our life depends on it, because this is our one and only opportunity. We have to take advantage of it while it lasts.
Defeat me. My strength is not in steel and fire, but in my intellect and will. You hear me, Atlas?
And everything that Andrew Ryan says from now on has got to be some of the best dialogue in the game. So I'm going to try not to talk over it, because they are just some truly tremendous lines. Like some of the best voice acting in this game and in this series and in gaming in general, really. He's an incredible performance. But obviously there's going to be a crap ton of enemies out here, and the alarm definitely does not help, so using the liquid nitrogen is definitely going to help to shut down those security bots. Because we can't exactly wait out this alarm. Well, we can, but I don't really feel like it. I feel like making this seem as urgent as possible. Anyway, the alarm has actually gone away by now. Just ignore all the electricity, it shouldn't be any harm to you.
In the end, all that matters to me is me. And all that matters to you is you. It is the nature of things.
It's probably his most irrelevant line. Alright, Atlas, we're here. We're gonna go kill him. You got a plan to get us home? I sure hope so. We went through a lot of crap for you.
Even in the book of life, sometimes you find truth. There is indeed a season for all things. And now that I see you flesh to flesh and blood to blood, I know I cannot raise my hand against you. But know this, you are my greatest disappointment. Does your master hear me? Atlas? You can
Every
kill
time
me.
I play this game, I realize I have a new revelation about the plot. I'll explain what I mean about that later.
Not in steel and fire. That is what the parasites will never understand. A season for all things. A time to live and a time to die. A time to build and a time to destroy. Come now, my child. There is one final thing to discuss. What?
What is his deal? He wants to blow the place up now? So if he can't have his city, no one can? Is that it? We don't care. We just want to go home. Oh, that's not creepy at all. Anyway, there are two audio diaries right here, as you can see, and you have to get these now, or else you will never be able to get them at any other point throughout the game. These are two audio diaries that you cannot miss. You'll never have another opportunity to get them again.
The results are disappointing.
These audio diaries are also very plot relevant. You definitely will not understand it right now, but you will after the next two scenes.
She's very pretty.
Thank you, Papa Sujan.
Break her neck for me.
What?
Break that sweet puppy's neck. No, please. Break that puppy's neck. Would you kindly? No. No. Very good.
Sick bastard. Yeah, and Orion sure has a nice office here. Holy crap, there's the man himself.
Has overcome my final defense, and now he's come to murder me. In the end,
I'm gonna stay
what
quiet through this part.
separates a
No words of
man
mine could enhance this scene in any way.
Money? Power? No. A man chooses. A slave obeys. You think you have memories. A farm. A family. An airplane. A crash. And then this place. Was there really a family? Did that airplane crash? Or was it hijacked? Forced down. Forced down by something less than a man. Something bred to sleepwalk through life until they are activated by a simple phrase spoken by their kindly master. Was a man sent to kill or a slave? A man chooses. A slave obeys. Come in. Stop, would you kindly? Would you kindly? Powerful phrase. Familiar phrase.
Would you kindly? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch?
Sit, would you kindly? Stand, would you kindly? Run. A man chooses. A slave obeys. Kill! A man chooses! A slave obeys! Obey!
Hurry now! Grab Ryan's genetic key! Now would you kindly put it in that goddamn machine?
Alright, Atlas. He's dead. We made double sure of that. Did you get what you want now? But none of that made any sense. Why would he let us kill him so easily if he put up such a fight to keep us out in the first place? I will elaborate on that later. In the meantime, we gotta stop the place from blowing up!
Nice work,
Atlas.
Bio.
Atlas. Atlas.
It's time to end this little masquerade. There ain't no Atlas kid. Never was. Selling my line of work takes on a variety of aliases. Hell, once I was even a Chinaman for 6 months. But you've been a sport, so I guess I owe you a little honesty. The name's Frank Fonte. I got
What?
had a lot of business partners in my life, but you, of course, the fact that you
the genetic key you just fished off, Ryan. I'm gonna run Rapture tits to toes. You've been a pal. You know what they say? Never mix business with friendship. Thanks for everything, kid. Don't forget to say hi to Ryan for me.
Easily one of the most mind-blowing revelations in recent gaming history. Oh my god, that never gets old. Well, despite the fact that we harvested all his little sisters, they seem to be pretty adamant on getting us out of here. But we fell in a hole. Man, chooses. Slave obeys. Would you kindly? The hell are we?
You are angry at Fontaine, yes? Now you know the truth. You are his tool, brought back to Rapture to save him. You have committed many sins, but perhaps
The scene is slightly altered if you decided to go the good route and rescue the little sisters.
while you sleep, I undo some of Fontaine's mental conditioning. His control is no longer complete, but he can still pull some very unpleasant strings. Remit your mind with many locks and keys. Fontaine has most of those keys, but not all. Suchong designed your mind, taught Fontaine to control you. You might find answers in Suchong's flat in Mercury Suites.
The difference being is that all the little sisters in Tenenbaum's sanctuary here will act very cowardly towards you, and they'll be very intimidated by you if you harvested them, but they'll be very curious about you and very respectful towards you if you decide to rescue them. So it's pretty self-explanatory as to why that is.
Stay away from him.
And some of her dialogue changes as well. So yeah, just in case you guys didn't grasp that, Atlas doesn't exist. It was Fontaine to begin with. Fontaine was never dead. When I told you guys to pay attention to all the mentionings of Fontaine in the audio diaries, it was definitely worth it because that is one hell of a reveal. And if you didn't know about that about the game, then it was definitely a nice thing to not have spoiled for you ahead of time.
But now, go get stepped
I managed to not have it spoiled for me the first time I played the game.
would you kindly?
So we gotta come over here and get this valve and hook it up here so we can get out of here.
I says, would you kindly go get stepped on by a big daddy?
Did you talk to your puppy? She's very pretty.
Thank you, Papa Sujan.
Break her neck for me.
What?
Break that sweet puppy's neck. No, please.
Dang it, don't play the depressing audio diary with the dying dog again. Stupid A button being held down to turn the valve. That's one thing I don't like about the audio diaries.
Seems like Mother Goose has been playing
Anyway,
around
now,
with your egg salad. If you won't dance to that tune, I got others. Code Yellow.
whenever he wants to actually... There we go.
I just told your brain to tell your heart to stop beating. Not right off the bat, mind you. The heart's a stubborn muscle, but it ain't that stubborn.
Okay, so now we have an urgent, desperate rush to get over to find a cure for Fontaine's mental conditioning because he can now essentially kill us. So the code yellow is basically going to cause us to slowly die, and basically what it's going to do in gameplay practicalities is going to slowly reduce our max health, making it harder to stay alive. It's not terribly urgent, but I'm going to rush through here as fast as possible because I really want to cut down on time in the rest of these last couple levels throughout the game. Right now we are in Olympus Heights, I believe, and So basically, while we're rushing over to that place, I'm going to be, the enemies scale the difficulty yet again here. So researching and having upgraded weapons is definitely crucial here, because the enemies are going to be very, very hard from this point on. But, so I am taking a little while to research some of the enemies that haven't made as many appearances. We're also going to be getting another upgrade to our plasmids here. We're going to give the level 3 plasmids pretty soon here, so we'll be picking up those as soon as possible. Definitely you want to use your combos as much as possible. Again, because like I said, the enemies are going to be very, very tough now. But we can afford to be trigger happy a lot more compared to usual, so hack all this stuff. Anyway, what I want to elaborate on is essentially what the plot has established, which is we are not from some farm in rural America. We were born in Rapture. We are the biological child of Andrew Ryan. And this is stuff the game only subtly explains through the audio diaries. This is stuff that you really have to pay attention to really grasp. We are the biological child of Andrew Ryan and that chick from Fort Frolic that we saw lying dead in the bed there. And Fontaine took us, and Dr. Suchong did the mental conditioning on us, so we would, as he put it, bark like a dog whenever somebody said, "Would you kindly?" So that's why we were able to be controlled like that. We had no idea what was happening because Fontaine was so clever about disguising it as Atlas. And apparently we had avoided not having anyone say "would you kindly" for our entire lives, but anyway. This is the audio diary that's going to tell us about the cure here. Also, so that's what the audio diary with Suchong telling us to break that puppy's neck is the only other time in the game other than the intro where we hear our main character, Jack, actually speak. So, interesting fact about this game. I wanted to elaborate on that because it's just something different that I didn't do in my original run through the game that I wanted to touch upon, because I try to avoid getting too deep into the story stuff in most of my LPs, but I figured I would explain that, and if anybody has any more questions, feel free to ask me or just look it up on the Bioshock wiki. I'm sure that exists somewhere and has all the information for you there. It's a very complicated plot, but I like that it doesn't explain it all up front and overwhelm you at once. That is very subtle about it. It sort of makes you look for the elements of the story and find them on your own free will.